Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So, to make this quick, I will go and touch the surface here, the tip of the iceberg, regarding Femme Sapien in this recording. This is for free. I'll put it on YouTube and Facebook and Patreon, of course. But I'm going to go more in depth and explain it better in a separate upload, and it's only going to be on Patreon. And I have a good reason for that. Now, on Patreon, the audio only will be on there for now. Because when I try to upload videos on Patreon, it says put a link to the video. And I'm trying to think, how do you put a link to a video if you're charging people to see it? I don't get it, because somebody would just follow the link, and that, if that's the case, what good is it then? So, not doing that. In any case, I'll probably be doing this YouTube more often now. If no job comes through, then that's what's going to happen. If something does come through, I'll still be doing this with about the same frequency, but of course some of the content will only be for members. That being said, real Femme Sapien, as you see in the title, is not, whether she's a chameleon or not, as I stated before, she's not going to be able to help us. She will be able to help women with the proper behavior, advising them to go ahead and at least not be hypocrites. What I want you gentlemen to understand, though, is that game is going to change. And once a woman demands game, whether she puts it in parentheses or quotation marks, or whether she writes it without these things, understand she's a problem. It doesn't really require that a woman demand game. If a woman believes in game as a criteria, a standard, that's a problem. That's where the issue comes in. Charm is one thing. Conversational skills are fine, but these are social skills anyway. How is it that many men have great social skills in general, but then they don't have game? Game, by definition, is something you don't have until a woman says you have it. And women around the world are not really interested in more than 15% of men that they see. That's one thing. So by definition, for any woman, 15% of men are not going to have game, and that's going to start with how they look. And then in the Western world, I'll tell you what's wrong with the West in the next upload. Why it changes. Why it's bad. What I want you to understand right now, though, is that real Femme Sapien still has not arrived. And if she is a chameleon, the only question is going to be, does she know that she's one or not? And as I stated in my second to last upload about the chameleons, and then about the criteria that makes chameleons irrelevant, as I stated, it doesn't really matter if she's one or not. Whether she's adapting and changing to fit a particular environment, or if she really means what she's saying, is irrelevant. What I want you to understand, and I'm going to talk about her not because of her. In this recording, I'm using her as the example. In the other upload that I'm going to put on Patreon, I'm going to go more in depth about why it is important in the first place. You may be saying, well, I mean, she's one person. It doesn't matter. No, she is. There's a reason that it matters. The reason is beyond her. She's just a good example to show. But you start with them believing in game, and her words, well, I won't quote her exact words, but what she said was that many church guys are unattractive because they don't have game. No. Whether she realizes it or not, whether she means to mislead you or not, the fact is that And men should know by now, if you've been in any red pill space or awareness for any number of months, let alone a year, you should know by now that in actuality, a man doesn't have game because he's unattractive. And most men are unattractive to most women, even when you go abroad. That's what I wanted you to understand from this one. I'll go more in depth in the next one. I hope that this helps you. And I mean that from the bottom of my black heart and from the depth of my black mind. And I really, really hope the next one helps, which is why I'm going to do it. Thank you for listening. Black heart, black mind, black out, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual non-select male power just because they don't like it in black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.